Eh? I had talked about the story of Ajamila on that. Ajamila was a very dedicated Brahman youth, but momentary he was degraded. Momentary lapses. So that is why, and it is very clear here. Why is the mind called unsteady? Because of this is unsteady. It can be perturbed by a very slight disturbance of sense object. Sense object you understand ना? हैं? अजामिल के लिए sense object क्या था? One lady and a gent. They were embracing each other on the road. Okay. So while he went for taking bath, he was coming and he saw the embracing of two person and he was destroyed. So that's how mind is unsteady. A person of the caliber of Ajamila also become a victim. That is why this verse is saying, this chapter is saying, when you see this, withdraw your senses. Just like kurma, tortoise, withdraws its senses from the sense object. Right? I'll give you a very nice example. In Juhu temple, I lived 1999-2000. On Sunday, there used to be huge crowd. And you know the Bombay culture. There is, then they can wear any kind of dress. Right? So we were brahmacharis. It is not that we will go to the temple. No. Sunday means we stayed indoor in our place where we were soaked in our study of scripture and other things. Eh? So this is the practice. If you say you want to be there, then you know. Because we had taken a vow. I was in a brahmachari dress. So none of us we used to venture on that day. So that is the idea. Idea here is withdraw your senses from the sense object. Everybody must take a vow. Okay. The vow for a brahmachari is different. Vow for a grihastha is different. Vow for a sannyasi is different. That vow you must follow. Yes, any other question?
Sir, another question.
हाँ.
Second part.
हम्म.
Yogic approach to controlling it. So
कहाँ भाई? वो बोला ना रे तुम्हें?
वो
Withdraw the senses. अरे वही बोल रहा हूँ तो सुन नहीं रहा है.
मुझे लगा कि you are going to add something.
नहीं नहीं वही है. That is the only. and मैं तो वही एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूँ. अभी I told you Jew temple. Sunday we never went out. After our morning program 9 o'clock, we'll never venture. You want to maintain your intelligence. Like earlier time, an Ayurveda doctor, Vaidya, his son used to be a Vaidya. His son will be a Vaidya. His son will be a Vaidya. You understand? And many PDs, how? Following the path of Dharma, they could maintain that. So this Dharma is not there now. And hence, anything I accrue is gone after me. Because of lack of Dharma. Okay? So here, you see, a man of wisdom girds his most profound truth until he discovers a receptive disciple. Suppose I have something very wonderful, some very wonderful idea. You think I can tell XYG? I would like to see who is really qualified. Right? In the same way, Lord Krishna selected Arjuna to give the most treasured knowledge. So it is, you cannot say, why I was not selected. No, that's not the process. Now, although Arjuna was given this knowledge, still you can have this knowledge, just like we are discussing the same knowledge. But how is that? So that's why I have quoted this parampara, which we will discuss further in 4th chapter. In 4th chapter, Krishna is saying, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita already I gave to Sun God long back. Okay. So if you really calculate, that will come around 120 million years ago. You can figure out in this book in the 4th chapter. The calculation is there. Okay. And same knowledge Krishna is giving now to Arjuna. So parampara is very important because parampara is synonymous with dharma. Parampara is synonymous with dharma. Right? Like for example, in the Indian political system, you see, there are many political parties where it's a dynasty. Father started, it says. will not have as much time. But those who want to know more, sit with him. He will take this book and he will explain to you. Right? So we go to the next verse, the analysis 2.13. Tehino esmin yatha dehe kaumaram jauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapte dhirastatra na muhyat. Tehina. What is meaning of tehina?
Not bodily.
Eh?
Not bodily. Not bodily.
No. he made tehi, no, not bodily. No. Tehina means he who carries this body, who is residing in this body. Who is residing in this body? Soul. So what is meaning of Tehina then? The embodied soul. Normally soul should be liberated. But we are not liberated. We are now embodied. You understand what is embodied? हमको एक शरीर मिलता है, एक शरीर के बाद दूसरी शरीर. सो शरीर के अंदर हम निवास कर रहे हैं. सो तेहिना का अर्थ नहीं है कि नॉट बॉडीली. तेहिना मीन्स he who dwells in the body. कौन किसका मोबाइल आ रहा था? Okay. तेहिनो अस्मिन. The asmin means this. In this body, the dweller in this body. यथा, जिस प्रकार, देहे, in this body, कौमारम, कुमार अवस्था, यौवनम, youth, जरा, बुढ़ापा, old age, right? So ये शरीर की प्रोग्रेशन होती है. You have gone through babyhood, boyhood, youth, and then old age, like me, right? And when the old age will go, what will happen? No, that is wrong.
Soul
So that is soul is transmigrating all these different phases of the body. So transmigration doesn't happen at death. Transmigration is happening continuously. Suppose I show you your childhood picture. क्या कहोगे? मैं ये नहीं हूं, मगर शरीर तो नहीं है ना. That is, you are there, but your body is not there. That body is dead. तथा, so जिस प्रकार the embodied soul transmigrates through different phases of the body, तथा, similarly, देहांतर प्राप्ति, देहा antara, that means at death, it will go to another body. धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. We say death, but those who are intelligent being, they know that according to his good karma, he will get a better position. He has a bad karma, he will go to worse position. Okay, so you see Indian value system. Once you know this, will you do crime? Will you do adharmic activity? No. 2.17. You can go to 2.17. All of you can recite. Avinashi tu tadviddhi. Yena sarvamidam tatam. Vinasam abhayasyasya. Na kaschit kartum arhati. अविनाशी. सबको समझ में आ रहा है क्या? बताओ तो. इंडेस्ट्रक्टिबल. कौन है इंडेस्ट्रक्टिबल? द सोल. टू मीन्स फॉर श्योर, इंडीड. तद विद्धि. तद विद्धि. विद्धि मीन्स नो. तत्, that. So know that to be yena, by which. Yena, by which. Sarvam idam, this entire body, tatam, is pervaded. So Krishna is saying that which pervades the entire body, you know that to be indestructible. अविनाशी तु तद्विद्धि. अविनाशी तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततम. That which pervades the entire body, you must know that to be indestructible. विनाशम, ये समझ में आता है? डिस्ट्रक्शन. अव्ययस्य अस्य. अव्यय also imperishable. Asya, that soul. Na kasit, no one. Kartum arati, can cause. This is so important. Once you know that I am indestructible, can anybody destroy me? No. So who is destroying? Somebody, oh, उधर से आएगा अभी, टेररिस्ट आएगा, डू 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 करेगा, तो क्या करोगे तुम? हैं? सब भागम भागा इधर उधर. So those who know that you indestructible, you are indestructible. सब सुनते हैं मगर समझते नहीं. This is the point I told you, the duality of experience. Duality of experience is the biggest puzzle. I know I am a conscious being, but I don't understand that I am a conscious being. I know I am Atman, but I don't know this is divine. This cannot be destroyed. This is something that you have to internalize. Anybody who has solved this problem, you will not be subjected to birth, death, old age and disease. Is liberated. So what is important here? Vinasam abhayasyasya. That which is indestructible, उसकी डिस्ट्रक्शन कोई नहीं कर सकता है. न कश्चित कर्तुम अर्हति. कितना भी कोशिश करे वो डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं कर पाएंगे. I had given one example. Anybody who remembers that example? Example सब आप पूछा जाएगा. Who remembers the example?
German lab.
Eh?
Like you are in German lab, then that World War happened and somebody was lying on the road. No, exactly.
lying on the ring. Ah, nobody remembers. थोड़ा ऑब्जर्व करना सीखो. I had given the example of Maharaj Bharat when he became Jad Bharat. Okay, he was caught by some dacoit for sacrifice in front of Kali. Eh? He was bathed. He was put on with white cloth, vermilion on the head, forehead. Now you know what is going to happen, right? Two dacoits are ready with two dazzling new sword. What will happen to you, Neha Thakur? Huh? Should I tell you the story? I was studying in Koraput Chandahandi Panavada High School. That time one news really frightened everyone. There was a Ponda area in Koraput. They are highly tribe people. So one fellow from Balashwar, he got appointed as a teacher there. So when he went to that place, he was welcomed by these tribals very much. Every day they worshipped him. They brought for him rice, vegetable, every day. उसको तो मजा आ रहा है, बढ़िया. उसकी जो सैलरी है उसकी पॉकेट में रह गया, खर्च नहीं करना है. हर दिन गुरुजी नमस्ते. और ट्राइबल्स है. एक दिन वो ट्राइबल में उनका प्रथा है, बलि प्रथा. किसी को बलि देना है, तो उनको कोई नहीं मिला था. तो कोई ने बोल दिया, अरे गुरुजी तो हैं, गुरुजी हैं, उनको कर देंगे. सब खुश हो गए. गुरुजी को पकड़ के ले आए. गुरुजी को समझ में आ गया क्या होने वाला है. Somehow in some context, he said, you see, you are doing a very sacred activity, and you see that I am in call of nature, allow me. And बोला ठीक है, हम आपके साथ चलते हैं, देखो मैं आ जाऊंगा. And on that dead of the night, he is fleeing from dense jungle among the wild animals. Somehow he reached the district headquarters of Koraput and saved himself. Said, I don't want this job. Left. But here in this case of Jad Bharat, he was there in front of the Kali, about to be chopped up, and he is not disturbed at all. In that case, it is possible they would have caught him. Okay, and they could have sacrificed him. That case and this case is different. Jad Bharat is in full knowledge of himself. He knows that nobody can kill him. So as a result, he was not disturbed, but who was disturbed? Kali herself. Because Krishna is everywhere. So Kali was disturbed. She came out of the deity and chopped up all the dacoits. And it is not that when Jad Bharat was saved, Jad Bharat thought, अरे बच गया. नहीं, ऐसे कुछ नहीं. अगर कोई एक्सीडेंट होने वाला है, तुम बच गया, तुम्हें क्या लग रहा है? अरे मैं बच गया. कौन बच गया? Such a great illusion. आत्मा तो सदैव है. आत्मा इज इटर्नल. अरे बच गया कौन? तुम्हारी भ्रम बच गया. Do you follow what I'm saying? So again he was caught by another group of king's soldiers. क्या हुआ? Now he looked to be very fat, very well built. The carrier of king's palanquin is having a loose motion. Please carry the palanquin. Jadbharat went, he was made to carry the palanquin. But he is a sant. So when he is walking, he is looking at the ants, other insects. Sometimes he is jumping, sometimes he is going to the side way. And it is giving discomfort to the king. So at some point of time, king started shouting. But when Jadbharat started speaking, king realized his person have done a terrible job. साधु को लाके पकड़ा दिए मेरा palanquin. The king jumped from the palanquin, fell at the feet of Jadbharat. Sir, गलती हो गया. Then he took instruction from Jadbharat. साधु से अगर गलती हो जाती है, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है साधु से जाके सुनो. साधु का तो अपना कुछ है चाहिए नहीं. He wants you to make progress spiritually. Okay. 2 point. This one we'll do. 2.48. योगस्थाः कुरु कर्माणि
योगस्था गुरु कर्माणि
संगम त्यक्त्वा धनंजय
संगम त्यक्त्वा धनंजय
सिद्धि असिद्धौ समो भूत्वा
सिद्धिः सिद्धिः समो भूत्वा
समत्वं योग उच्यते.
समत्वं योगमुच्यते.
योगस्थाः. What is meaning of yogastha?
Established yoga.
Established in yoga. Being situated in yoga. So what is meaning of yoga? Connected to Krishna. Connected to Supreme. I had told you, na? When the end chapter 2, what I said? When tiny soul connected to infinite, what happens? As much of disturbance are like simple noise for him. He doesn't get disturbed. Right? When you recognize something as noise, do you care for it? You don't care. So material disturbances are like noise for a yogi. So here what is being told very important, yogasthaha kuru karmani. You perform your duty being situated in yoga. Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Sangam, association. What is that association? What is that association? Results. Phala. And what is always the phala? What is phala? Siddhi, asiddhi. Any action you do, either there will be success or failure. Siddhi is success, asiddhi is failure. Samo bhutva. When you are successful, don't think you have become successful. The laws of material nature is flowing. It's a dynamic flow. And these laws of material nature, which is consisting of mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Sometimes it is creating things, sometimes it is maintaining things, sometimes it is destroying things. This is not under your control. This is going on. And suddenly you say, oh, this is my success. And somebody says, this is my failure. Stupidity. It is neither your success nor your failure. But mudha, those who are unintelligent, they think, oh, I have done a great. And when, अब देखो कोई भी क्रिकेटर आता है, बल्ला घुमाता है, छक्का. वही बल्ला घुमाता है, कॉट. वही बल्ला घुमाता है, बोल्ड. और जब बल्ला घूमता है, चलता है, अरे आई एम ग्रेट. और जब नहीं चलता है, लोग भी गाली देते हैं और तुम भी उसको स्वीकार भी कर लेते हो. When I was doing PhD, this is very important because it should, because this is the most important verse in this chapter, second chapter. Samatvam yoga uchyate. If you think that you are really connected to Krishna, you are really connected to Supreme. Phalena parichayate. What is that phala? You remain undisturbed, both in the presence of success and failure. When I was doing PhD, at some point of time, I came in contact with my teacher who taught me Bhagavad Gita. It is such a wonderful subject. I had no interest in PhD. My supervisor is telling what is happening to you. Because IIT Delhi, Jaydev, myself, Vikram Gadre, we all were kind of leaders because those days were not doing PhDs, formulating principles, formulating rules, regulation. हम लोग सब कर रहे थे और मुझे कोई डिपार्टमेंट भी देख नहीं रहा है. तो कोई फैकल्टी कलीग भी हो, हमारा सुपरवाइजर बोले वो पागल हो गया, देखो ठीक है. पर नहीं है, सब पीएचडी भी है और ये भी सीखना है. और उस समय में जो भी पेपर लिखा सब एक्सेप्ट हो. मेरा 8 पेपर छपे थे ड्यूरिंग माय पीएचडी. उस समय पेपर लिखना जैसे आजकल के जमाना ऐसे नहीं. पेपर हम हाथ में लिखते थे, मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट. और मेरा दो सुपरवाइजर हुआ करते थे. पहले एक सुपरवाइजर के पास जाएगा, फिर दूसरा सुपरवाइजर के पास जाएगा, फिर वो उसको हम टाइप करेंगे, फिर टाइप करने के बाद प्रूफ रीड होगा, फिर फाइनल टाइप होगा. एक एक पेज उस समय फाइनल प्रूफ के लिए 4 रुपया और इंटरमीडिएटरी जितना बार लोगे 3-3 रुपया पर पेज. डबल स्पेसिंग. उसके बाद उसको स्नेल मेल में जाएगा. स्नेल मेल समझ में है ना, शिप में, एयर में नहीं जाएगा. आईआईटी के पास इतना पैसा नहीं था. वो कहाँ जाएगा ना. मेरा जितना पेपर सब छपा है IEEE नहीं था, IEEE के लिए यूके जाएगा, लंदन. IEEE के लिए न्यूयॉर्क जाएगा. है कम से कम महीना लग जाता था उसको. उधर से फिर वो जाएगा, क्या हो रहा है हमें पता नहीं है. वो एडिटर को मिला नहीं मिला, क्या हुआ हमें कुछ भी पता नहीं. फिर वो आगे रिवाइज होके आ जाएगा, बोलेगा भाई रिवाइज करो. फिर रिवाइज करके फिर दोबारा भेजो. फिर छापेगा। इस प्रोसेस में मेरा 8 पेपर छपा था और आई सबमिटेड माय थीसिस इन 3.5 years, राइट। एंड 1 साल मैंने कुछ नहीं किया था। So 2.5 years I was learning Bhagavad Gita and I wrote papers, everything got accepted. और उसके बाद जब मैं प्रोफेसर बन गया, उसमें जितना सर पेपर भेजा सब रिजेक्ट। तो मैं वही सोच रहा था उस समय क्यों हो गया एक्सेप्ट, उसके बाद जितना भी भेजा सब एक एक करके रिजेक्ट हो गया। तो ऐसे नहीं है, हैं? You cannot say based on success and failure you will judge yourself. ऐसा नहीं। You have to learn yourself. बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति वो है, कुछ भी करे अगर आत्मज्ञान नहीं है, यू आर ए बिगेस्ट फेल्यूर, बिगेस्ट फेल्यूर। अभी प्रोफेसर गौतम विश्वास आए थे, वो कह रहे थे, आईआईटी गुवाहाटी के डायरेक्टर थे, एंड ही वाज टेलिंग हिज terrifying nights, particularly during the time of placement. प्लेसमेंट में कुछ बच्चों को 1 करोड़ की पैकेज मिल जाता है, किसी को 1 करोड़ के ऊपर भी हो जाता है, और कुछ बच्चे हैं वो बचा नहीं पा रहे भाई, उसको 1 करोड़ और उसका जब देख रहा है उसका 30 लाख, बचा नहीं पा रहा है। 1 करोड़ 20 लाख, मेरे में उसमें क्या अंतर है? फिर जाके सुसाइड। And he was telling literally every this campus placement time, literally every year there is 3 suicides. Why? ज्ञान नहीं है। सिद्धि सिद्धि असिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा। Success and failure, they are not yours. That is happening according to a bigger scheme of things. Bigger scheme of things. So this is very important verse. सबको याद आया ना? सब याद रख लेना। योगस्थाः कुरु कर्माणि संगम त्यक्त्वा धनंजय. Dhananjay here, who is Dhananjay?
Arjuna.
Arjuna. Why is Dhananjay? हैं? इनको कैसे अर्जन किया? हाँ, his brother performed many yajnas. In the beginning, he did Rajasya yajna. It's a very big yajna. Just like if India has to organize Olympic, India has to spend billions. Exactly similar way, you have to have a lot of wealth to perform Rajasya yajna, where all other kings will come. And Arjuna went to the north and got all the wealth. That's why he is known as conqueror of wealth. ऐसे किसी का भाई है तो कितना भाग्यशाली होगा। So Yudhishthira Maharaj, why भाग्यशाली? Because he was Dharmaraja. He is the protector of dharma. So when you are protector of dharma, automatically what will happen? You will have a brother or someone who will provide you all the wealth. So always focus on dharma. If you follow the path of dharma, everything is taken care of.
How should we see our endeavors, or with what mood should we do endeavors?
Your endeavor is to simply discharge your responsibility. as a student, like here in this class, how many students are there? 70. 85 students are there. Obviously, some will get A, some will get C. Yes or no? How hard you may try. Ultimately, there is a competition, isn't it? If 85 run for a marathon, okay, 85 आ जाएंगे पहला. कोई पहला में आएगा, कोई तो लास्ट आएगा. It's obvious. From the very beginning, you have to know. Right? I remember in ISKCON Bhubaneswar, long back, I think 2003 or 4 or 5, I was there and they told me to take a class in the morning. I was taking Bhagavatam class and somebody asked this question saying, Prabhuji, this Grihastha life. I said, who told you to get married? Who told you to get married? Anybody forced you? Eh? If someone says you are, my parents forced me to get married, you should slap him very nice. Stupidity. You decide. You decided you wanted to take the responsibility of married life. So you must know what are the problems associated with the married life. Is it not so simple? So once you know the responsibility, you have to follow that responsibility. Okay? That is your part. Success and failure. In spite of doing everything, you may have a divorce. Who can help you? Eh? In spite of all the care you took, you may not have a child. Every householder would like to have a children. Right? It is not that everybody wants you to get married, you have children. No guarantee. So there are so many uncertainties are there. That is called responsibility. Know the responsibility. Success and failure, that is not in your control. You should not be disturbed by that. I have seen many wonderful couples, they have no children. I have seen also there are many wonderful couples, their children are very well behaved, very dharmic. I have also seen the couples, the children are very rowdy. Everything I have seen. So once you take a, like for example, I have taken the responsibility of a teacher. Right? So as a teacher, now I have guided around 32 PhDs and many more are in the process of getting graduated. But there are many who could not get even a single PhD student. Right? So that is not a parameter to say you are a good teacher. You are a good teacher is depends how well you have become a teacher in terms of imparting knowledge to others, and so many other parameters are there. It is not based on some numbers that which we are being forced to act upon because there are NIRF ranking, this ranking, that ranking, which I don't really like. But we are part of that system. That's another thing. But a teacher is a good or bad, only the teacher knows. Teacher certainly knows how well he or she has performed his or her duty. Okay? A teacher should not be looked in terms of success and failure. A student should not be looked at in terms of success and failure. That is how the metrics are made to judge everyone, and hence society is not a good set. Society is not in a good set. Okay? So this is very wonderful verse. Everybody should remember this. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tektva dhananjaya siddhi asiddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam, equanimity. Who can remain undisturbed in all situations. All situations. When I started reading Bhagavad Gita in IIT Delhi, all my friends, they saw the change. But my students at IIT Kanpur, they went to Bangalore for a conference. And they met all these friends, some of these friends were doing PhD with me in IIT Delhi. And they sent some letters to me. I was reading. Many of them they have written that we are missing your smiling face. The reason was that once you enter into PhD, Bhagavad Gita, there is nothing to be afraid of. If you don't feel the normal disturbance that people go through, then I realized, because you don't notice yourself, others they notice. One of them, he recently came to IIT Mandi as a selector, a selection committee member. He was telling the same thing. So the point here is, Bhagavad Gita teaches you how to become a person, human being. I go to Jharkhand a lot, right? And there was a person, he was running a school, but that school he's not able to run, his hand to mouth. And many times he will not have even proper food in his house. Okay. So one day we all went to his house. I didn't know his background. And this happened to be lunchtime. Right? And we are sitting and discussing, no lunch is coming. What is that? The person is very smiling and everything, but his wife is crying because there is nothing to give. Right? At some point of time, I suddenly entered inside, and then I saw the situation of wife. What has happened? I said, then I realized situation. Bring kettle of water. I put in front of everyone one glass. Please drink this water. This is your lunch, and let's go. You will become a real human being if you really visit the real earth. In ordinary places, you will find Mahapurush. But unfortunately, many of you are city dwellers, you live in the city, you have not really seen what is India. And hence, you never really encounter people who are of this stature. And hence, you don't imbibe that sense, अरे मुझे भी ऐसे बनना चाहिए, I can become like this. ये सोच हमारे अंदर आती नहीं थी. अब देखो वो जो ये जो बंदा है अपना पूरा पैसा खर्च कर दिया स्कूल घर बनाने के लिए, उसके घर में पैसा नहीं है, बच्चे आते हैं पैसा नहीं देते हैं, झारखंड इतना गरीब है उसमें उसको सबकी तनख्वाह देना है, वो देना है. In fact, I went there because he wanted to hand over that school to me, so that I will run, because he was so put up. But what attracted me, you won't find tension, inner tension within him. Jolly, smiling. So this is called Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. It is not easy. This is the definition of yoga. If you think you are in yoga, in all situations you should remain undisturbed. This is another very important verse. Visaya vinivartante. 2.59. Visaya vinivartante. Niraharasya dehina. Rasavarjam rasopyasya. Param drashtva nivartate. What is Visaya? Sense object. Sense object. Visaya means sense object. Visaya. In Sanskrit, you should never forget this word called Visaya. Sense object. And sense object in what sense? When you want to enjoy something. Then it becomes Visaya. And Krishna will explain to you in details what is the root word, this and that. I am not good at that. I am not good at it. I am not a Sanskrit scholar. Okay. So Visaya, vinivartante. You give up. Vinivartante. You give up the Visaya by very strong repressive measure. कैसे? निराहारस्य देहिना. Niraharasya. Ahara means food. Acquisition. And not always food. Acquisition. Right? Nirahara. Right? That is, you want a big bungalow. But he goes to a jungle, lives under a tree. This is called Nirahara. You can have 3 peaceful meals every day. He collects some what you call fruits. I had met one yogi like that in Bits Pilani, near Bits Pilani. I think while going to Churu, because I wanted to run a school to experience how to care for the kids. And somebody told that this yogi is running, but he is now thinking of winding up. I went to his ashram. And people say he is maybe 200, 300 year old. He was looking very young. उसके घर में ओवन नहीं है, उसके आश्रम में कोई कुकिंग सामान नहीं है. He doesn't eat any cooked food. कुछ ऐसे फ्रूट खाता है. Right? So niraharasya. Dehina you already understand. The embodied soul. Right? The embodied soul may perform very severe austerity. Visaya vinivartante. When you give up your sense objects, you are performing severe austerity. Niraharasya dehina. But rasavarjam rasopiyasya. Rasavarjam. Rasa means taste. Varjam means giving up. Varjita, giving up. Rasavarjam, rasa api asya. तुमने जबरदस्ती खाना नहीं चाहते हो, अच्छा सोना नहीं चाहते हो, मतलब अंदर में ये भावना है कि अच्छा खाना भी मिल जाए, अच्छा रहना भी मिल जाए, ये भावना है तो अच्छा नहीं। परम दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते, only when you experience the higher taste, divine experience. Param drishtva is divine experience. एक क्लास में बताया था ना इसके ऊपर परम दृष्टवा. All of you, if you don't have divine experience, you can't practice spiritual life. And those who have, I have given that example of Bits Pilani, that MTech thesis. Do you remember? He has to attend every day Mangala Arati, 4 o'clock. Day he finishes thesis, he left. And then from Bits Pilani, I went to Juhu Temple. From Juhu Temple, I went to Germany. From Germany to IIT Kanpur. And from IIT Kanpur, I went to Bangalore for a conference. In a Gita class, I'm seeing him, he's sitting in front of me. फिर क्या हुआ? नो, वो जो मंगला आरती की जो एक्सपीरियंस था ना, वो मुझे अट्रैक्ट किया है. पिछले साल आईआईटी जम्मू में एक लीडरशिप प्रोग्राम हो रहा था, तो मिनिस्ट्री नॉमिनेटेड मी दैट आई मस्ट अटेंड. तो मैं आईआईटी जम्मू को डायरेक्टर को फोन किया, क्या जरूरत है क्या आने का? बोला दिस इज अप टू यू, अगर इस बार नहीं आओगे तो फिर अगले बार आना पड़ेगा. तो समर्थ था, मैं बोला ठीक है चले जाते हैं, खत्म कर देते हैं. So with me, my wife was there, my 2 daughters were there. We went from here and तो मैं बोला अगर आया हूँ तो वैष्णव माता मंदिर भी दर्शन कर लेते हैं. So they told very easy, there will be these pony horses. You give them some 1,000 rupees or something like that, and they will take you. और जैसे we reached there suddenly, and I have not carried lot money also. जा रहे हैं, पैसा क्या जरूरत है. And so once we reach that place where these ponies are there, they are charging per person 10,000 rupees, only half mark. And उधर से फिर और कोई लेके जाएगा, ऐसे कुछ था, मैं भूल गया. So finally with bargaining, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. So we were 5 people, I think. So we paid 25,000 rupees. And for my standard, it was big money. So, because we were teachers, we didn't earn much money. So it was a big money. Still we gave only to go half. Half भी नहीं है, 6 किलोमीटर वो लेके जाएगा ऊपर. So उधर से कोई बोला कि गाड़ी भी मिल सकता है, वो भी मिल सकता है, हमें कुछ नहीं मिला. आगे जाओ और गाड़ी मिलेगा. हम चल रहे 12 किलोमीटर. ठीक है, तो 6 और 12. फिर उन्होंने बताया कि हम जाओ उधर से मिल जाएगा गाड़ी वापस. ठीक है. So by the time we reached, it is almost like 8 o'clock. Then I had gone through the connection from IIT Jammu. So there were people who made arrangement for VIP darshan. So VIP darshan वगैरह सब हो गया. फिर इसके बाद we had our dinner. 11 बज गया था. तो गाड़ी सोच ढूंढ रहे हैं, कोई गाड़ी है नहीं. Now at the 11 o'clock, we have to walk another 18 kilometers. 12 किलोमीटर हम वॉक कर चुके हैं, फिर 18 kilometers. We have to walk down. Okay, so that is 30 kilometers. I had no problem with me, but I am afraid of my wife. She has to walk 30 kilometers. My daughters, but ये ऐसे हुआ, कोई कंप्लेन नहीं किया, और मैं किसी को कुछ नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ, कोई तकलीफ है क्या? And we finished the entire trip, right? So divine experience के लिए ऐसे नहीं मिलेगा कि आराम से मिल जाएगा, उसके लिए काम करना पड़ता है. Unless you have that परम दृष्टवा, कितना भी तुम ऑस्टेरिटी करो, ये करो, वो करो, so Krishna said, you have to have a higher taste, then you can give up lower taste. तुम्हारी हाथ में रसमलाई है, एक हाथ में, और एक हाथ में इमली है, क्या करोगे? रसमलाई खाओगे ना. जब रसमलाई तुम्हें दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है, क्या खाओगे? इमली खाओगे. So once you have higher experience, divine experience, you will always search after it. You will always search after it. Okay. So those are the verses that please know how to. Some of the verses, one verse from chapter will come and you have to answer it. Any other question?
Sir,
Ah,
like you will give this verse, so we have to translate it word by word or just meaning?
word by word.
Word by word.
हाँ, अच्छा है. और मैं तो सब नहीं कह रहा हूं, जो इसमें लिखा गया है उतना ही कह रहा हूं. इसमें 72 वर्सेस है, मैं तो नहीं कह रहा हूं. 7-8 वर्ष जो कहा गया है. सुनो, this is the real way to learn Sanskrit. I am not interested in learning Sanskrit saying that what is your name? Mama Nama Siddhartha. No, I am not interested in that. I am interested in learning Sanskrit. You memorize verses and understand the meaning. That is the real way. Because why you have to learn Sanskrit? Not to converse. You have your own mother tongue. Right? So what is that you have to know? You have to know what Shastra is saying. To understand Dharma, you know Sanskrit. Okay? Otherwise, there is no need. You don't have to have a Sanskrit scholar. I am not a Sanskrit scholar. Right? But I have read Bhagavatam, I have read Bhagavad Gita, I have read Isopanishad, many other literature. Right? So those are important. हाँ, है? नहीं नहीं, ये देखो ना, इसमें जो है, कहाँ गया? हर चैप्टर में एक सेक्शन है संस्कृत एनालिसिस ऑफ सिलेक्टेड वर्सेस. ठीक है? संस्कृत एनालिसिस ऑफ सिलेक्टेड वर्सेस. मैं बताऊं, भगवद गीता श्लोकास आर इजीएस्ट ऑफ वर्सेस. बाकी अगर जाओगे ना, वेद को तो पकड़ नहीं पाओगे. Because best teacher, they speak in simplest language. Who is the best teacher? Krishna is the best teacher. And he is speaking in the simplest of languages. तो भगवद गीता के श्लोक क्या है इसमें? सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य माम एकम शरणं व्रज अहम त्वाम सर्व पापेभ्य मोक्षय स्वामी मा शुच. इसमें कोई डिफिकल्टी है क्या? थोड़ा सा भारतीय ज्ञान है तो समझ जाओगे. मनमना भव मदभक्ता मदिया जी माम नमस्कुरु, क्या है इसमें? बहुत सरल है, थोड़ा सा अभ्यास कर लो, ठीक है। और हमारा डॉक्टर कृष्ण पंडा इज रेडी टू टीच यू दिस, ठीक है। ओके, थैंक यू। We took this extra class just to because I didn't go further because we should have gone to third chapter, right? But take away, take home lesson. This is very important. Okay, उसको जरूर पढ़ना, उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आएगा। और क्या मैं बताया ना, ऐसे आएगा करके,
शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो,
शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आएगा, लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन भी आएगा, 2 मार्क के क्वेश्चन आएगा, 5 मार्क के क्वेश्चन आएगा, 10 मार्क के भी क्वेश्चन। हाँ, है जितना मार्क होगा तो नॉर्मलाइज बाद में हो जाएगा ना, ठीक है।